How to vote by mail, Texas style, by the League of Women Voters of Texas. Who can vote by mail in Texas? You're eligible to vote by mail if you are 65 years of age or older, sick or disabled, out of the county during early voting and election day, in jail or involuntary civil commitment but otherwise eligible to vote, expecting to give birth within 3 weeks before or after election day. Where can I get an application to vote by mail? Your county election office, lwvtexas.org, or votetexas.gov. Step-by-step vote by mail application tips. Section 1, voter information. Your name goes here. Your address where you are registered to vote goes here. Your email and phone number are not required but are helpful if there's an issue with your application. Section 1, voter ID number. You must provide your voter ID number. A Texas driver's license, a Texas personal ID, or an election ID certificate. If you don't have a voter ID, use the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Check here if you've not been issued a voter ID or Social Security number. Section 2, mail my ballot to. Check here to mail your ballot to the address where you are registered to vote. Check here if you qualify to have your ballot mailed to a different address than the one on your voter registration card. Provide the other address. Mark why you qualify to use other address. Mark here if the address is outside the county and you are voting absentee. Mark here if you are voting from one of these places. If the address provided is a relative's, include the relationship here. Mark here if the address is of a jail or a civil commitment facility. Section 3, reason for voting by mail. Mark here, I'm 65 years of age or older. Mark here if you are voting by mail because of a disability. Mark here if you are expected to give birth 3 weeks before or after Election Day. Mark here if you're expected to be absent from the county during early voting and Election Day. Write in the dates you can begin to receive mail out of the county residence. Mark here if you are confined in jail or involuntary civil commitment. Section 4, send me a ballot for the following elections. Mark annual application if you are 65 years of age or older or disabled and want to vote by mail in all elections this year. Mark if you want to vote in the Democratic or Republican primary runoff elections. Mark here if you want to vote by mail in a specific election because you are out of the county, in jail, or expecting to give birth within 3 weeks before or after Election Day. If this specific election is a primary or runoff, mark here for which party you will be voting. Section 5, sign here. The voter signs or makes a mark here using a pen. No electronic signatures or stamps are allowed. If the voter is unable to sign or make a mark, then the witness fills out box 6. Section 6, if a voter receives assistance with the application to vote by mail. Check this box if the voter is unable to sign the form or make a mark. Check this box if you are acting as a witness to the applicant's signature or mark or signing on the applicant's behalf. A witness must state their relationship to the applicant here. Relatives such as a parent, grandparent, spouse, child, or sibling may sign as a witness for more than one family member. Non-relatives may only witness one vote by mail application in each election or witness one annual vote by mail application in a calendar year. Mark here if you assisted the voter in completing this application in their presence or if you mailed, emailed, faxed the application on behalf of the voter. Witnesses are limited in the number of applications they can witness. Assistants are not limited in the number of voters they can assist. The assistant or witness must sign and provide his or her printed name and residence address. Submitting your vote by mail application. You may submit by mail. The application may be submitted via the U.S. Postal Service, common or contract carrier. You may submit in person. Only the voter may submit his or her own application to the early voting clerk. The application may be submitted via email or faxed to your county's early voting clerk. If you fax or email the application, you must also physically send the original to the early voting clerk so that it is received no later than the 4th business day after it was received by fax or email. Your application must be received by the early voting clerk not later than the 11th day before Election Day. Track the progress of your vote-by-mail application and ballot. Learn how at votetexas.gov or lwvtexas.org. If you have any questions or need help voting, contact Election Protection or the Texas Secretary of State.